Hey y'all, it's Arkansas Ray, and we are on this cold and blistery day about to travel to Oak Grove Heights, which is close to Paragould, and we're going to install a handrail in a bathroom for a client, for several clients actually, in a home where bath rail is necessary because it's in a shower, and we have some folks that are disabled that require a wheelchair, and so we're going to head that way, put a handrail in, and I'm just going to take you along with me. Alright, so I found a couple of handrails here where I work, where I keep everything stored. And these were some handrails that we had purchased previously. I don't know what project they were for. But anyway, I have a long one and a short one. Now what happened here is we had widened the door of the bathroom, and it had a handrail, but that handrail had to be removed because of the door being widened, because the rail was no longer the right size. So I know that I'm grabbing this long handrail, and I know it's not necessary, or it may not be necessary, but what I plan to do is, if it will fit in another area of the bathroom, is to install it there, and then perhaps use the shorter one in the other area. However, I do think that the short one may be too short, so we may have to take a trip to Lowe's or Home Depot or somewhere and purchase some more supplies. Y'all, it is a cold and wet, nasty kind of day. It's colder than what we're used to for the most part in Arkansas. Although I will say, for the month of November, and this is just me saying this, but for the month of November, seems like it's almost colder than it is in December. And I know that some of you are probably saying, now wait a minute, Ray, if you want cold, go up to, Wisconsin or Michigan or something like that, and you'll find out just how cold it is. Well, I agree, but I have had some folks from Illinois and some of the upper states say that it feels colder here than it does in some of those places, because of the wet air. It always stays humid in Arkansas. I mean, just humid, just like it does during the summer, where you can't breathe, it seems like, because it's so humid. It definitely gets that way here. All right, enough of the whining. Let's hit the road. Okay, so we made it to our destination. The house manager doesn't know that I'm walking in with a camera, so we're going to see how this goes. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Hello? Hello.
How are you?
Good. I'm recording today.
Okay.
So everyone, this is Stormily. So I've never asked you, Stormily, but why did your parents name you Stormily?
Because it was storming and my great uncle Lee.
Oh, that is so cool. I love the name. I mean, I named my son Arizona, my daughter Autumn, but anyway, I was just curious.
Yeah.
I like different names, and I knew there had to be a story. There was absolutely no reason for naming my son Arizona except for when we was trying to come up with baby names. There was an Arizona Gene commercial. I don't know if you ever heard of Arizona Genes. Okay. Oh, well, that tells how old I am. It goes back to JCPenney days. But anyway, Arizona Gene commercial was on, and I was actually teasing, saying that I was going to name our son Arkansas Ray, and instead I named him Arizona Ray. So anyway. Hi, April. This is April.
Hello, Ray.
Let's go around here. Say hi. Oh, what are you doing? Folding towels?
Yes, I am.
Cool. All right, let's take a look at this bathroom where you need a rail. We discussed this before, right?
Yes.
Okay, I can't remember if we did. So this one is this one right here by the light switch. Okay, I think I have a rail that will fit that then.
Yeah, we had a slip.
And so they removed that rail because they widened the door and it was too big, right?
Yes, because it came out to like here.
Okay. I'll bring it in and you tell me if it's too short when I get in here.
I mean, as long as you can grab it, that's the only.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's the only word.
when I'm in there, it helps when I'm
Oh yeah, I think every house should have grab rails on it myself. Because as I'm getting older, it's getting harder for me to move up and down and keep my balance and all that good stuff.
Can you bring hangar fire?
Oh, where they?
By the door.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll take care of it. I gotta bring my drill in anyway, so.
Well, I figured with the rail, so I was like, well, instead of me hand screwing that in, I'll let you do it.
Okay. All right, we don't have a lot of battery left, but get recorded what I can here. So we're gonna get our drill, or the screwdriver, and the little short grab rail that I mentioned earlier may be just the trick. Maybe the perfect fit. So, clean it up a little bit. I will tell you this, the place where I keep these, ooh, yeah. I don't know if you can see it or not, there is a bad problem with where I keep these. There's a bunch of black widows. So, and you can tell they have been feeding in here big time. I don't want to get that. I don't want to carry all that in there, so get a little screwdriver or stick. So stick will probably do the trick here. That looks better. Alright, let's take this one in. Alright, we need to find... I need to get my stud finder. Believe it or not, it's somewhere in this mess. You know, I am so short that I cannot just simply lean over and look at all this. Alright, so I went and got a stud finder. And no, I'm not going to do the stud finding joke. But, let's see if we can find where all the studs are. Alright, since the studs are not in the right places on this, we'll go get a 1x and put that in here and then put the rail on top of that. Alright, so I picked up a board from Lowe's. I grabbed a 1x4. I actually meant to grab a 1x6, but this is what I ended up with. So this is what we're going to put on the wall, and hopefully this will still work out okay. You know, the idea is to anchor this board into the wall firmly, and then that way the handrail will stick to the board and won't be a problem with trying to rip out. That's paneling, so it's really thin. It's on that wall. You know, it'd be about the same as trying to put this into sheetrock. So There's a couple of studs in there to tie into, but they're on the far left hand side of it, so hopefully we'll get this board spread across there and tie into near the door frame, and that will help us out. But we got to cut this one down to size. It's just a little bit too long, and we'll get that done. All right, so you know what, this is the handiest little thing for me right here. I just put this on a carabiner clip and carry that around with me. That way, for most things I can measure, for most of the things that I do, I can use this measuring tape, and it works great without having to carry a big measuring tape around with me. And it only goes 6 foot, but that's plenty. Since this is going to be in the vicinity of a light switch, I decided I'm going to sand this down a little bit and take some of this edge off of it. I don't have a router. I don't have a Dremel tool. I do have the sanding pad, and I've got this coarse drywall sander on it, which works very well for soft lumber like this. So all I'm going to do is go through here, take off the edge a little bit, get it where it's nice and rounded off, just to give it that little extra touch so it doesn't cause any pain, especially if any of our clients here have any sensitive fingers or sensitive touch issues. So we're going to just do that little extra touch to help take care of them. All right, so I've actually decided to go ahead and stain this. I know it's going to take a little bit for it to dry, but that way it'll blend in to the wall. I'm not going to worry about varnishing it or anything like that. The paneling that this is going against is multicolored, and so I'm not sure what even color this is. I haven't looked at this in a while. Anyway, I'm sure it will blend in no matter what. So we're going to get this done. Early American is what it says. So anyway, we'll get this done and then get this mounted on the wall. So I didn't quite come prepared for this, so I don't have any decent rags or anything, so a paper towel it will be. Now, this paper towel is going to do okay, but not as good as if I had a good old rag or something like that, or even just a shop towel. But get this going here. And like I said, I'm not real concerned about looks. I mean, I do want it to blend in, so for that matter, I guess looks matter, but otherwise, I'm not getting real fancy with this. I've decided to rub this on, not brush it on. Just gonna try to get in the little, any kind of scratches and crevices that might be on here. And I think this is going to blend in nicely, actually, when it's all said and done. And this will provide a little bit of protection for it. It is in a bathroom where they actively use a shower. And, you know, for that reason, I'd like to have a little protection on here. But I'm not overly concerned about it. It's a small board. So if for some reason this gets a little too much moisture on it in the future, then we can always just take this board off and replace it with another one. So it's not that bad of a problem, in my opinion. You may say differently, and if so, you can leave a comment and let me know how you would handle this differently. Because unfortunately, for a lot of this stuff, I am somewhat self-educated, which is not always good, but I have educated myself by watching a lot of YouTube videos, which, you know, sometimes can lead you down the wrong path. And I've learned some from my father-in-law when I was younger and worked for him. But otherwise, some of this has just been by trial and error, and some of this may not be how to do things by the book, but it is how to do things to get by without being bogged down into making a lot of repairs and stuff. So I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll get it mounted on the wall. I've got my board ready. What I did was I pre-drilled some holes here, and I am using some exterior decking screws. And yes, this means it's a star bit, which I happen to love the star bit screws. I think they're a lot easier to deal with. They have these happen to have a no split end on them, where it helps keep wood from splitting. But I did pre-drill the board, like I said, just to make sure. And yes, I do recognize that this is overkill. But I just really want to make sure that this is nice and secure for this handrail, because it will be used. It will not be just for looks. It will definitely be used. So I want to make sure it's on here good and strong. You know, the one thing I forgot, need a level to put this on there the correct way, not just eyeball it. Some people do, and I've done it before, just not this time. So since this is a fairly short board, I'm just going to use a torpedo level instead of a full-size level, because that will be more than enough to do the job. Alright, for the sake of looks, and these are just a little bit shorter when you use the screws that came with it. They're little stainless steel screws or chrome screws, so get this installed here. Put one screw in over here. We'll level out this other side. Seems to be good and solid. Alright, so now it's time to say goodbye to Stormily and April. So April, what is it you normally say to me?
Catch you later, Tater.
Later, Tater.
After a while, crocodile.
See you later, alligator. It's kind of the same thing as crocodile, ain't it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorta, kinda.
Well, that's Stormily and April. This is at Oak Grove Heights. We'll see y'all later. We're gonna get out of here. I gotta put everything up.
Okay.
We got the board put up in place. It wasn't the prettiest thing to look at, but we've got it done. So hopefully that will serve them well. April is one that also needs to use that handrail, so hopefully it will do her well. So I'm going to pack everything up and head out of here. I was planning to do a little bit of drone flying, but the wind is really picked up around here, so I don't know if that's going to happen today. But anyway, you guys do me a favor. You know, I appreciate y'all so very much, but do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. I would appreciate it very much. I'll catch y'all later. Hey. Just testing this thing out. I have to look through the bottom of my bifocals. Okay, stop record. Stop record.